yeah, 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 yeah. Step into the den where the stories ignite. Legends in the making, all the ones in the light. They walk through the fire, they've danced with the fight. Barely holding back, but their words take flight. Barely legends, yeah, we're breaking the scene. Raw truth, no fluff, every word is clean. From the top of the game to the ones unseen. Barely legends where the dream gets me. Yeah, we got tales from the rise and the climb so steep. Bars of wisdom hidden in the secrets they keep. Mic in the hand, truth rolls so deep. Barely legends waking giants from sleep. Barely legends, yeah, we're breaking the scene. Raw truth, no fluff, every word is clean. From the top of the game to the ones unseen. Barely legends where the dream gets me. Barely scratching the surface, but
Well, we'll just jump right in. First, I just want to. You guys have been together for 2 years as a band, right?
Yeah, 3, I would say. Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
a
yeah.
little more.
Yeah, it's it's been quite the ride for 3 years already. I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
You guys just. I saw you announced a song just recently here. I'm gonna forget the name of it, but
Bar bartender therapy, yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So what has it been like on this journey so far of just like how crazy fast it's kind of risen for you guys? I know like while you're in it, personally through this, like it doesn't feel like you have to constantly take time to like remind yourself like to look at like at the actual situation of what's going on. So what has the ride been like for you guys and how do you manage just kind of taking a second to like reflect of reflect on all the things that are happening?
Man, it's definitely a trip, man. It's an adventure that me and Cameron get to share together, as best buds, and um we just go nonstop, man. And it's definitely surreal, especially getting, like we get to play with Carrie Underwood coming up, getting to share the stage with all these really cool acts. Um, but also at the same time, me and Cameron have been working so hard for this. When we step up on those stages, we believe in our heads that we belong there. And yeah, we just can't wait for 2026, man. This is gonna be a good year.
Yeah. Yeah, I reflect a little bit with you guys. Like, obviously, I'm not playing on a stage with Carrie Underwood by any means. Like, that's just incredible for you guys. But
Thank you.
like in the situation of like, I've gotten to do some cool media access. Like, the University of Iowa allowed us on the court to do some media access for that and like things like that. Like, I just find it very hard to be like, holy crap, like what is going on? Like honestly, I have imposter syndrome a lot of times of like, who am I fooling to get into this situation? Do you guys feel that at all ever?
I think I tell Gavin that all the time. It's like we have, I've said it multiple times uh, in 2025 now, where I call him and I say, we have no business
Yeah.
being where doing what we're doing, or being on this festival, or getting this opportunity, or whatever. Like, just we have no business being this young, being this young into it. And I think for me personally, this Christmas season, the holiday season was a lot of downtime, for Gavin and myself. And that's when I did most of my reflecting on just how grateful, right? How grateful, blessed, and, you know, that we are, right, to get this, to be able to do the things that we're doing. So I did most of my reflecting this past month, and it's nice to be able to slow down and tell yourself, man, all that hard work is paying off. And sure, there's some luck in there too, I'd imagine. But yeah, yeah, you don't get much time to reflect, and so
Yeah.
when you do get to, it puts everything into perspective for sure.
Yeah. So take me back 3 years ago. What was like the straw that broke the camel's back of like, okay, we got to do something and do this. What did that process look like?
I think we,
So there was Battle of the Bands
Yeah.
yeah,
back in the day. Back in the day, yeah, there was me and Cameron both came from rock backgrounds, and um and I've always had a deep, deep love for country music, but it seems like coming straight out of high school, you just can't find young guys that want to start a country band
Hmm.
and stuff like that. But you can find around every corner a rock artist. For some
Yeah.
reason, it feels like back in the high school days. And but yeah, we started in rock, and we did this rock Battle of the Bands to open up for Brantley Gilbert, and it's the day we met. And I grew up in a little town called Monroe Center with a cemetery that was called the Roseland Cemetery. And I always said since I was a little kid, I'm like, man, if I ever can start a country project, I'm calling it Roseland. I just loved that name. And then Cameron sent me over an instrumental, and I happened to have a song that I wrote about 5 years prior to that that just happened to fall like it was meant to be right into the track. And um I think at that moment was the moment that you're asking about for sure. I think that was the well, Roseland's a thing now, pal. You
Dude.
know.
Yeah, it was just too good. You know what I mean? It was like, and I think Gavin and myself have both been hungry for, not every, I think our passion, in our drive and ambition, the work ethic. I think he and I have been hungry for, somebody that's like ourselves,
Hmm.
and to be in a project that's, that we're on the same wavelength, and work just as hard and have the same ambitions and the same drive. And I know
Are
it's
we
been,
wearing the same hat, pal?
yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. All right.
Great minds,
Just,
dude.
just, just,
Great
just.
minds.
All
I
right.
love this
Continue.
hat.
I'm sorry.
So
Yeah, me too. Me too. I was just rocking it today. All right.
yeah. So yeah, I just think we've been hungry for it, man. And so, getting to get, finding each other, I think was, it was an answer from the Lord for sure. But,
Hmm.
better late than never. And now it's rocket. You know what I mean? Like, this is
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
trajectory that I've always wanted in any musical project that I've been in. But there's all these different minds and all these different, you got, if you're in a band, you've got four other guys that you got to, rally. It's like herding cats, and then getting them to do anything or make a decision, or whatever is just. And we don't have to do that anymore because we're
Yeah.
we're right on now. So it's been a blessing.
Yeah. See, I feel like I'm not trying to step on you guys. I finally feel like somebody that actually feels a little bit of what I felt like this last 6 months of like, holy crap, a little bit. Like this last
Yeah.
6 months have just been like we've been able to get like I said, the University of Iowa, going
Yeah.
out to
Yeah.
Des Moines.
Absolutely.
We get to go to the Iowa Wolves and do like we're a step away from covering the NBA type stuff. So it's very cool to
Yeah.
Exactly.
like have that situation of like, whoa, like what is going
Yeah.
on? Like
Right.
and
Yeah.
like
Quite the
Absolutely.
feeling.
yeah, yeah, and so and like you guys have won a massive award this past year. For
Mhm.
was it video of the year or was it song of the year?
Video.
Both,
Both.
but two
Both.
two different years. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So we just won Song of the Year
okay,
this
Yeah.
year.
yeah. So like that's just insane to be like doing like insane things like that. Plus, you guys are playing this new coming up music. Is it their first year doing this music festival or is it
Second,
second
I think.
This is
second
their second year.
second?
Yeah, their
Yeah.
second year at the Field of
Yeah.
Dreams.
So like getting to do that is just crazy. Like you guys have rocketed out. Like I kind of heard about you within the last few months, and then kind of followed that and kind of messaged you guys just recently. So it just seeing
Yeah.
like you guys even just that
For
like just
sure.
rocking is just awesome to see. What what you said a little bit of like the rock stuff just because like it's weird to me that you can be into country music as like a teen or late or early adult, but like it's not cool to be in that like it's not cool to be a part of that music necessarily. Um and a lot of times honestly there's a lot of people that are like fake into that music, which is just a weird scenario. Um
Right.
but why do you think, for one part of the question, why do you think it's so hard to be part of that when, like, honestly, it is like a cool music and like it's pretty relatable, especially Iowa, Illinois guys,
Yeah.
and Midwest in general. And then also, what are some inspirations you've gotten from your music taste that have kind of lived into your music now?
And I've been the alternative since I was little.
Yeah.
I've I grew up on country music with my dad. I never stopped listening to country music. In high school, I dove real hard into hard rock for a
Oh yeah.
while. I listened to everything, man. Like I listened to you'll catch me listen to Sabrina Carpenter or Tate McRae, and then I'll go listen to Breaking Benjamin
Mhm.
or Asking Alexandria, and then I'll switch over to Ella Langley, and then but I'd say it's a good 50% chance I'm probably listening to country music, and the other 50 is every other genre mixed in.
Yeah.
But um but yeah, I don't know, man. I've never understood that. I've never understood people that don't love. I love all music. I think all music is an art. It's different forms of art. I love metal music. I don't necessarily listen to it all the time, but it's a form of art, man.
Yeah,
And they kill it and they do it their best. And um, I think rock had a lot to do with me and Cameron's upbringing for sure, though. What about you, Cam?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think you can hear it in our tracks, you know?
yeah,
I mean, you can
Hmm.
hear the rock influence and, and then the mix that blend of country and um, and part of your first question, it was so hard because I mean it wasn't cool, right? When we
yeah,
were, when we were growing up, country wasn't what it is now. You know what I mean? It was Garth Brooks was a sensation in the 90s, and that's when I fell in love, and then it fell off, right? It wasn't cool any longer. And
hmm,
so, you know uh and like Gavin said earlier, I mean, everybody was it was so much easier to start a rock band, right? Hey, let's get into a garage and play Blink 182 and Green Day
yeah,
covers, like in the early 2000s. I mean, it's really what it was. And then, as you get older, you start finding guys that can actually, they got some chops to them, and they are trying to chase this thing or whatever. And now with country being as big as it is, boy, I mean, now, musicians and whatnot, artists anymore, kind of a dime a dozen.
yeah,
Everybody's trying to, grab a
Hmm.
piece of the pie. So, yeah, hopefully that answers your first
yeah,
question. But yeah, Gavin and I are on the
Yeah.
same. We're the same dude on
Yeah.
the second part.
yeah,
I mean, growing up, who doesn't want to be a rock star?
right,
You know, that's what you think of as a little kid. And
Dude,
you get, you like, my first guitar was a BC Rich Warlock, some not very expensive, with this BC Rich little tiny shitty amp. And all I knew how to do was just crank that gain. So,
yeah,
I mean, I think that has a lot to do with people coming out of high school and stuff. Country music, that tone of just a little bit of distortion, mostly clean. That's something I feel like you don't just pick up and do when you're a brand new guitar player.
hmm,
You just sit there and you just crunch on that crunch effect, and that's how you little rock stars start, and then country comes later.
yeah,
I don't know, it could be different for everybody, but that was our story, I feel like.
yeah,
oh, 100%, 100%. Where I mean, I come from Southeast Missouri, and there were a couple of guys that I went to school with. Uh, that were big into bluegrass, and they used to, they would go play the VFW halls with like the old cats, like in a jam, like the jam bluegrass
hmm,
sessions. And I remember one of the guys' name was Zach that I graduated with. That dude played a banjo unlike anything I've ever heard, and I've always loved the sound of a banjo. And I was like, well, shoot, man,
yeah,
when I get the chance, man, I'm gonna write country music, and or at least give it a shot. And I think Gavin and I are doing really good, really well at it right now, and put it, we do it our own way. That's not, that you don't hear all the time, or is not overly saturated. And
yeah.
yeah, I think it's something different, something, fresh, I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, I think it's very cool too. Like you said, you guys are influencing your music, and I mean, listening
Oh
to
yeah,
it, there's definitely a lot of rock kind of influence into it. But one thing I think is really cool is like I'm 30, so I grew up, late 90s, 2000s. So
yeah,
it seems more cool and um honestly more there's just more people listening to multiple genres. It used to be like, "Hey, I'm a country fan," or "I'm a rock fan," or
hundred
"I'm
percent,
this type of fan." Like, you wouldn't catch somebody that listens to country listening to rap. Whereas, like, my first CD was a Lloyd Banks CD, but then my first
Hmm.
concert was um, Skillet, and then my second one was Florida Georgia Line. So, like,
There you go.
Oh
all
yeah.
like I covered everything. So, and then
Hey,
I
if
also,
if you turned on some throwbacks from high school, some
Oh yeah,
rap, I'm
yeah,
tearing up the floor, you
yeah.
know? I'm tearing up.
dude, absolutely. I think, social media made that happen, though,
Yeah,
right? That's why I don't think it's cool to like everything now. I mean,
yeah,
you're getting spat out everything, through social media, and the access that, everybody has to music, and the different types of music is changed the game.
right. And I think too, like it influences the music we have now, because like "Walk This Way" with Run DMC and
That's right.
I'm blanking, whoever,
Aerosmith.
yeah, Aerosmith was like, that's insane. What are we doing?
Insane.
But
Yep.
now it's like You have rapping in the middle of a country song. You have
Super normal.
Big
it's
X the plug.
yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
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 He's on that. It seems
exactly.
like every song that comes out, he's
yeah,
featured in it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Any person that you would stereotype as a country person is like they would listen to Big X the Plug because that's the thing. It's just it's a cool crossover. It's just a normal thing that's happening now. So it's very cool to have like that like the growing up of like no music is all cool. Like one of my favorite bands right now is Bill Murray. And
shoot,
like they're doing like saxophones in the middle of a pop punk band that also sounds like country music a little bit if you
it's
listen to it right.
crazy. Yeah,
So it's very cool to have that influence and see like artists growing into that instead of it just being like, no, we're country and we can't talk to these guys over here because that would just be weird.
that's right.
Uh, you guys make quite a bit of videos. I don't know if does every one of your songs have a video?
No,
No. Okay,
No.
you guys have quite a bit though of songs and videos out so far for
what do we have? 4?
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think.
Yeah, I
So
think we have 4 music videos.
yeah,
Yeah,
what goes into that process of deciding like this song is gonna get a video compared to not?
that's more of a
Ideas.
you. Yeah, that's more of a
Yeah.
you thing. I mean, it depends on how
I've
good
got
the
to.
song is. You know,
Yeah.
does it
Yeah, I'm
deserve a
pretty
visual?
picky. Right. Yeah, and if I think that uh a song is not worthy of a music video in our opinion, then we just won't put any time on it.
Mhm.
Or if I think of just I got a really creative brain. I love doing the music videos. I love writing the
Mhm.
scripts.
Yeah.
Um, and I it's do we have 4 out or do we have 3?
So we have Out in the Country, One More Shot, Lives in the Whiskey, Come From It.
Oh man. See, I'm not even remembering our own videos now. I know, right? But yeah, I love writing the videos. It's a blast. But yeah, sometimes a song just talks to you.
Yeah.
It talks to you and tells you what the video is going to be about, and you just got to be creative, make it funny. We're doing our first. I wrote the script yesterday for a comedy for our new song that we think's our best coming out here, and I think that's going to be. We haven't done a comedy video yet,
Yeah.
so we're going to try to make it all cheesy and do some Disney Channel looking shit.
That'd be awesome. Uh,
Yeah,
what goes so you kind of said not worthy. Like I know that you don't necessarily mean like I'm not gonna mean this in a bad way, but like when you put out a song and it's you know it's not one of your best, but it's still worthy of coming out.
of
What
course.
Oh yeah.
what goes into that process of like, oh man, like because I'm sure there is songs that you're spending time on there. You're like, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is right. I don't know if this should go out. I don't know if this is ready yet. What goes into that? Like, how does that work for you?
That happens all the time,
Yeah.
Cameron. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, all the time. I think storyline is a big one, right? Is a big deciding factor is, how do we make this audible thing become a visual? How can you wrap it all together in a visual? You know what I mean? Is it
Mhm.
worth putting a visual out there, to hammer home this message that we want, that we're trying to portray out there, right? And
Mhm.
so, um, and another deciding factor is, I mean, the cost of making a music video, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, all self-funded, so I mean, you got to really pick and choose,
Mhm.
so I would say it's 50%, worthy. Does it have a good story? Is it is this, is a visual really going to set this song apart, or is it going to elevate the song, because somebody's watched the video, right? And then the other half is, is the money there, right? Is the money there to go through, with a weekend of shooting and all of everything that goes into making a video,
Yeah.
and yeah, where can this money, where would this money be better spent, or hey, we got all these songs, that are on the way, what if we think this song's got more of a wow factor to it. Let's
It's
put a
very
visual out for
subjective.
that.
Yeah.
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 Very, very subjective, I feel like. What we
Oh
think
yeah,
isn't worthy is gonna be somebody's favorite
a
song
hundred
that they
percent.
listen to every day,
Mhm.
Yep.
So you just get what you get when it comes
dude.
to our
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
bands. You know,
You're
that's what
throwing.
we think.
Yeah, you're throwing snot on the wall, dude. You know what I mean? Like you're
Right.
just you're throwing stuff on the wall and have no clue what you're doing. You know, you're throwing darts blind, making oh man,
This is what
phew,
we like. This is what
yeah,
we think. You know,
Yeah.
hopefully
right.
you agree.
Well,
And then we
I'm sure there's that delicate balance of like making it for the art of what you want to put out compared to this is what we want to do. Is this also going to be helpful towards that?
yep, yep.
Mhm.
Yep. It's a weird line to toe. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And making bad decisions. I don't want to say bad decisions, but you're like, man, phew, wish we would have now looking back, we see the streams or hey, wish we would have done a music video for Back Road Sipping,
Yeah.
or wish we
Right.
would have done it, like some of these other ones that we just had
That's
no clue.
still on the table, you know. That would be kind of hilarious if you just released a music video of your
Out of
highest
no
stream song
yeah.
from a year ago.
Yeah,
Out
yeah.
of nowhere, just drop it, you know.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah, everything's on the table.
just say it's a contract dispute like Taylor Swift and just call it good.
That's
Right.
right.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
got to re-release the same music and have everybody buy it over again.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So do you guys ever have times where like maybe say Gavin, you're pushing for a song more than Cameron is? Do you ever have that kind of battle? Or do you guys work like
As
nonstop? Like you guys are usually like, hey, we both agree on this.
most of the time, we think pretty alike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, there's some times where I'm like, I like it this way and he likes it that way. And it's really most of the time the things aren't that big of a deal.
hmm
So either he says sure, I say sure, and it's never a battle, you
yeah,
know. It's
No.
never,
It's
yeah,
never that worth it.
yeah,
The
right.
things
No,
that you're battling over is like,
you know,
who
and
gives a crap?
If Cameron hates something, either we'll still give it a chance, or if I hate something, we'll still give it a chance. And if we still ended up hating, then we gave it a chance and
yeah,
we hated it and we're gonna move on.
yeah.
But you know, sometimes we give things a chance and you find a little gold out of dirt, you know?
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah.
Do you have a
We never shoot anybody down. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like it, if you're going to shoot something down, have, in my opinion, it's, you have something, have have a resolution or a solution to that shoot down. Right.
yeah,
So like, what's the option after this? Right. So,
yeah,
you know, you don't like this, instead this, you know what
mhm,
I mean? Instead of just not liking, or you know what I mean? And so,
yeah,
yeah, I think,
We have
we
the
do a
same
really good
vision.
job at, yeah, we do a really good job at compromising and then always hearing it out,
yeah,
right? Let's hear it out fleshed, you know what I mean? And then sleep on it, you know?
yeah. And I mean that's kind of awesome that like this early in you guys are like that because like that's the downfall of most groups is like no creatively like we just can't get along. It's like no if you guys have the same idea like not saying you're the
We
same
have been
person
through that.
but like
Dude,
you know
yeah,
what you're
yeah,
doing.
absolutely. And you
Yeah.
learn from those groups, right? And
Yeah,
that's a cool thing
Mhm.
about media. When you see, when you hear all these like documentaries or whatever, like, this is what broke this band, this is what broke this band, this is what broke this duo, this is what did, you know what I mean?
yeah,
We learned from that and we're like, okay, well, surely they're, you know what I mean? They're missing, they're missing the point, or they're missing, or they were missing this, this opportunity to, you know, take your ego out of it and do what's best for the group.
mhm,
And you know what I mean? Just sometimes
That's a great thing,
sometimes
yeah.
take your L's, take your L's, and
yeah,
it's not that big a deal. You live to fight another day. You'd rather do that than to lose a relationship with a best friend, or you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, let this lightning in the bottle that we think we have go to nothing because we couldn't decide on a song or a lyric or something. I just think I think it's silly. I
yeah,
think it's a
That's the great
silly
thing
way to
about being
go.
a duo.
yeah,
You know, being a duo is we've been in bands where everyone's at the head of the table, you know,
Yep.
where everyone has a fair say. And sometimes I'm sure all bands could testify to this, you know, all the time there's too many chiefs and not enough Indians
yeah,
sometimes, you
That's
know.
right.
And so but being a duo allows us to, this is me and Cameron's business, and our band is our live backing band. They're wonderful guys. Um they really help us out. We couldn't do it without them, but that's the great thing about this structure, and I love the fact that we chose this structure, you know. And it's kind of just works in all angles. I mean, how many duos left are in country music? I can name
yeah,
a few, but they're not very, they're kind of scarce. So we're kind of hitting a market and it works out in all angles for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T- Tell me about the experience of getting to go to the award show at the Grand Ole Opry. Like that had to just been a mind blowing moment of like we were saying earlier, just a holy crap moment of like what the heck is going on.
For one to be in the building,
Yeah,
and then for two to hear your name announced, and then for three to walk on that stage.
yeah,
I mean, that's what it was for me. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
I stood on that stage when I was like not 10 years old, and I had a guitar on, and my mom took a picture of me. And to think that if I would have known at that age that, when I'm 29, 28, 29 years old, I was going to be winning awards on that same stage,
yeah,
uh, shit'll make you emotional, you know?
Oh
It
yeah.
really
yeah,
will. Just to hear the fact that our name is bounced off the walls of the Grand Ole Opry is kind of
yeah,
it's a big deal to
yeah,
me.
yeah. It's very cool. Like it's just yeah, I couldn't imagine like how that felt in that moment. Just like you said, it's always cool to like think back about like your little kid self and be like, look at the moment we're in together. Like this is just
Dude,
crazy.
it's unreal, dude. It's unreal. Yeah,
Yeah,
the older you
And
get, the more reflecting you do.
yeah,
that little kid probably would have been like, "You made it, dude."
yeah,
But to
Oh
me, I'm
yeah.
like, "Oh, buddy,
yeah,
we ain't even started.
yeah,
We ain't
Yeah,
even
right.
close to
yeah,
Right.
started."
yeah,
That's
But it
so
is,
true.
yeah. Uh, you guys are on you guys are doing a tour here. I don't know if you're on tour or if you're doing a tour. I know it's January 10th. You got like your first uh concert at least on your website.
Yep.
How does what goes into that building that thing, and then also how do you balance personal life going into as well as not just the tour but also you guys got to write songs, you got to do the videos, you got to do all that. How does all that work together?
Oh God. For one, and well, we don't really. We just signed to a booking agency, so when you're talking about all the stuff that we've done thus far, it's been Gavin and myself.
Yeah,
We've done everything ourselves, and it's some of it is the network that we've built from the rock bands that kind of continue. We've learned a lot along the way, so it's okay. This is how
made
you
a
book
lot
a
of great
show.
connections. That's helped a lot. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So you're reaching out to venues, reaching out to talent buyers. You're reaching out to everybody who can make this thing happen. Right. You want to get on stage. You need to we need to get a hold of everybody who can help us get on a stage. And and then signing this booking agency, they do a lot of the work for us now. Right. Which has been great. So that's how that go. That's how that works. Getting shows, balancing personal life for me. I'm a father and a husband, and I run my father's business out of the house, and you know, uh, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot
hmm,
to manage, right? And so, and I think it takes a certain type of personality to be able to handle it, without crushing, one or the other, right?
yeah,
And it I don't know how I manage it. I don't. I couldn't explain it to you. I have no idea how it works. I mean, some late nights, early mornings. I have a lot of time, right? So I've freedom to make my own schedule and do that sort of thing. So I think Gavin and I are blessed in that realm that we're able to kind of you know do what most can't do, right? Where it's like, hey, I get off at 5, dude. So it's like I can't do anything until 5. Where I have worked, on Roseland from 8 a.m. to whatever, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And so able to get quite a bit done, I think, at least for me.
hmm,
Yeah, I Cameron hit the nail on the head for sure. It is hard balancing. I'd say we're probably the two busiest people that I
hmm,
know of, like, people of friends,
Oh
our
yeah.
friends, everyone. Um we just go crazy, when we have hobbies that we do outside of music. And like I said, I'm as well. I've got my wife, and we got our little dog and cat family here, and we just hang out. But I'm always, every single day from morning to night, is me doing or thinking about how to improve Rose and what to do, what videos I can make, who we can reach out to, and still working full time.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
yeah. I feel it. Like I work a factory job to get through the day of like the daily life, and then like we live on 5 acres. We got animals. Like I don't know who I was talking to on social media, but like I thought yesterday we had our appointment, and I was like, oh crap, we had a goat die that I have to like figure that all out. I've got two little kids that love all their animals, and like with that
Yep.
happening, it's like, oh my gosh, like also
Yep.
whenever anybody asks me that question, it's like I'm just tired, like
Oh,
it's
100%, man. Yeah, I mean, your mind's all over the place, and
yeah,
it's, I mean, like, it's easy to forget something, or to have something kind of fall out of your memory, and oh man, supposed to get on this call at 1 o'clock, and then you know what I mean.
yeah,
Life has been going on, so you're like, geez, dude, what am I doing?
yeah,
So those brain farts happen, but yeah, we try to, I do my best to try to keep a tight ship. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, we try here too. It's just like we like you said, like when you're doing it all on your own, it's very tough to like explain like that like yeah, we like I do all of the booking, like booking you guys, or booking any of the other guests, booking getting to go to any of the events we get to go to, and then running
Yep,
everything else, and then also having a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. It's just it's maddening. It's so much.
it is. Yep. A lot of passion goes into it too, man.
Yeah.
If you didn't care about it, you wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's very cool. Do you guys have each of you, do you have a project that you've loved working on the most?
I think I'm in that stage right now. The stuff that we're working on right now
Mhm.
is what I'm most proud of and most excited about. And I think it's because of the people that we're doing it with.
Mhm.
A lot of the outside cut stuff, a lot of stuff coming into us that I wouldn't have thought about, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're in a really, I think I'm in a really fun creative, and then obviously all the stuff coming up for shows wise and whatnot.
Yeah.
But in regards to a project, man, I think the stuff right now that we're working on it's what I'm most proud of and excited about
Yeah.
c- for me.
Yeah.
Same.
Really,
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. The stuff we're coming out with now is I mean, we're just constantly changing and getting better, and our
Mhm.
songs are getting better, and like he said, we get to work with other people outside cuts, and um
It's elevated us, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
but we still take these outside cuts and we make sure they sound like Roseland.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. That's what's cool about the people that we're working with is that, they give us the freedom,
Mhm.
you know? Yeah. Yeah. The new stuff for sure.
You guys
For sure.
mentioned having meeting some really cool people along the way so far, and having kind of that um support group a little bit with that. Has there been specific people that have either obviously like wives and family, stuff like that, but within the industry that have you've really leaned on to help you through these things?
Good question.
I'd say maybe early on, a big impact back in the rock days. My my hard rock band, we got to work with the Breaking Benjamin drummer, and we got to work with the 3 Days Grace guitar player and the Seven Dust drummer, and we would
Wow.
write songs with them.
Yeah.
And I learned so much sitting in that room
Yeah.
day after day, hour after hour, writing songs with all those people who wrote songs for years,
Yeah.
hit songs
Yeah.
too. So I have, when it comes to lyrics and putting a song together, I have learned an astronomical amount from that. And that was probably the most helpful thing in my music career so far when it came to making
Yeah.
music was basically all of those lessons that I got from just sitting there.
Yeah.
And, you know,
And I don't think there's anybody like right now in Roseland, we've met a lot of people, but asking for help, or you know what I mean? There's not much of that.
Yeah.
I
no.
haven't needed it, I guess. You know what I mean? Or there's been a couple of folks that, have helped us, you know, maybe make a connection or something like that, and it's Nashville folks, right? So like a,
Mhm.
a hired gun, a hired guitarist, that we've used, and, he's got connections and was able to get us, get us a contact and, that sort of thing. But as far as leaning on somebody, we don't have it right now.
Yeah.
We haven't
Nobody
really
yet.
had like a mentor figure
Right.
really come in, and everyone's so busy doing their own thing, you know?
Right. Yeah. Oh, I want to just make a note of it really quick. You brought up Breaking Benjamin a couple times. I chased
Hmm.
the feeling of like 2005 to like early 2010s, like that rock era of like 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin and like stuff like that. Cause like playing like in my basement with like buddies and just like ripping like Halo 3 and stuff with
Oh
like
yeah.
that rock music in the background was
Yep.
always like the great days. And I feel like I cannot find like that style of music. So like I just wanted to make a note of like I love Breaking Benjamin and like the 3 Days Grace, the Shine Down, like that like they all kind of like went away a little bit and like they still make music here and there, but
Right.
it's just like I miss those days of like that little rock era we had right there.
It was perfect,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so monumental. I'm there with you, dude.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Breaking Benjamin, so
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were a fun band.
Oh,
Last question before we go. Well, actually, I got two. Sorry, one question before we is what's coming up in the future? What should we be excited for from Roseland? What do you guys and then what are goals for you, both short and long term?
I think music,
Well, yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
new music
Hmm.
We're
this year.
maybe possibly release an EP, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, be nice to have a little body of work instead of singles, just to kind of,
Yeah.
I think Roseland is starting to find our sound and feels like a good time, right? Feels like a good time to put out a body of work. So yeah, I there you could be look forward to that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
We have Carrie Underwood in September. That's the Field of Dreams. I think there's like six bands that day. Um, but it's pretty early still.
Yeah.
I think for a lot
yep.
of stuff for scheduling for like festivals and stuff. I'm not sure. I don't even think it's that early necessarily,
Hmm.
but I just don't think it's really happening yet.
Yeah.
And if it is, we're missing out. So
Yeah, so Nashville goes, they kind of go dark, during the holiday season
Right.
from Thanksgiving on until the first part of the year. So our booking agency has been telling us, fingers crossed, that once Nashville gets back to work, that's when the buyers and all the booking agencies and whatnot start kind of getting hot again for the 2026
Hmm.
season. So I would say more shows will definitely begin to be booked for us,
absolutely.
and you look forward to a busy 2026
Yeah.
and hopefully just more growth, man.
Yeah. And then for we always play Mount Rushmore on the show just with guests just to kind of play something.
For
I would
sure.
love to hear just being in the country world now, top four country artists that either have A influenced you or B you're just listening to right now in general. It doesn't have to necessarily influence your music. You could just enjoy their music.
There's four heads on Mount
Yep.
Rushmore, right?
Yep.
Okay. What are you thinking, Cam? Because
I'm going
it's
I'm
so
going early
possibilities.
I'm going early to late to today in my mind. So I'm going
Right.
Travis Tritt, Garth Brooks,
Hmm.
FGL, and Wallen.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, mine would have Floor Georgia Line is so that was a shoe in right
I
away. I was
know.
like, they're on for sure up there.
They just
And
controlled that like that they call it like bro country or whatever, but like they controlled that little era right there for a second. Like they just
Started
had a
it, man.
chokehold on it.
Shoot.
their
Owned
songs
it.
are just fun,
Yeah,
they're just fun. They sound fun right when it hits. It's
yeah,
not always, I love all styles of country. Um, I just love being excited,
yeah,
and as much as I love the,
yeah,
sometimes I just want a little distortion and
yeah,
some summer Saturday nights.
Yeah,
yeah,
dude. Right. I miss that stuff. That's not out there anymore. It's
yeah,
sad country right now is big,
yeah.
and we're just like, yeah, we're not gonna follow the
It
crowd,
does.
man. We're
It
gonna we're gonna bring the party back.
it doesn't seem like there's the in between. Like the where you got the sad and you got the rap country right now. You don't really have that little like just little house party country music.
That's right. And that's where we
Yeah,
come in, dude.
Yeah,
That's where we come in.
that's right. We're gonna fill that niche.
That's right.
But man, I don't know who I'd put as my other three of Mount Rushmore because, like I said, my music is so diverse. Like I listen to a lot of Langley. Uh, my wife is a huge Priscilla Block fan, so we listen to a lot of Priscilla Block. I enjoy her a lot. Um, Morgan Wallen is probably a big one for me. You
Oh
know, I've been
yeah.
listening to a lot of Jordan Davis lately.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's hard to put. Florida Georgia Line's definitely a
Yeah.
face on my Mount
Well,
Rushmore,
I
but
mean, there's 2 of them, so you just got 2 more. Like, you could technically
Go
true.
early.
split them.
Who
If
are you
I
listening
went
to?
early, if I was going like '90s country music, and I love '90s country
It's
music,
such a good era, right? Like, that was
Yeah.
it
fun
is.
too.
You know, if I could put maybe like young Blake Shelton,
Yeah.
or
That's a
like,
good one.
like I'm talking when he was releasing like Old Red time
Yeah.
and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
That's and some beach, and that was when he was killing it. So I always loved him. My dad and me, because of it, have to Alabama is
There you
Yeah.
so
go.
my dad has seen Alabama so many times, and he's not a concert goer, or at
Yeah.
least I don't know what he was in his younger days. But to say that he's seen a band that's not his own son's band
Right.
like 10 times is amazing to me. So, man, maybe even Alabama up on there.
Yeah.
It's a great one.
Yeah,
That is.
I was looking for I always forget the song when I'm thinking about it, but there's, like, a very random, song that, like, not a lot of people know about. Like, they don't like, I'm sure you guys would probably know it, but of course I can't fricking, um, think of the song just because I'm trying to, of course.
Brantley
Exactly.
Gilbert, I might even put Brantley Gilbert on there because I listened to so
Ooh.
much Brantley Gilbert on in high school, and with
Yeah.
his rock country, with his rock country, I really enjoyed it, and I think he had a big effect on my songwriting in my early
Yeah.
rock days because I
Yeah.
just thought he was badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Cowboy's Hat by Chris Ledoux.
Chris Ledoux,
Yeah.
take
That's
this cowboy's hat. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I know,
So I
I
used
know
to
that one.
ride in my dad's truck. He used to deliver papers, and like Saturday night into Sunday, I'd ride with him, and like that was like a song that like we listened to all the time. And like it's just one of those random songs that like I don't really listen to Chris Ledoux much other than that
That's the
song.
only song that
Yeah.
I really listen to by
Yeah.
him.
So it's like it's just one of those random songs, but like I'm with you. Like it just like my one playlist specifically, like I'll break down other ones, but like I have like 2,000 songs, and it'll go from like rap to old school rap to country to 90s country to Chris Ledoux, or my favorite artist of all time is Johnny Cash. So like it'll go to
Dang.
that, and then it'll go to some metal, and I'm a big pop punk guy, and then you know
Yeah.
there's some random Broadway songs that are like these are cool, like this is fun, like so
Yep.
it's just like I'm with you guys, like it's so hard to just narrow down things
It's so
because like
hard.
especially anymore, like it's cool, especially like everybody's just putting everything into the same thing. So like not in a bad way. It's just like the songs are just like if you really listen to the music in the background, like you can hear influences from everything
Oh
into
yeah.
that song.
Treaty Oak
100%.
It's
Revival. I've been listening to a lot of
yeah,
Treaty Oak Revival in like the last year for
yeah,
some
yeah.
reason, and just
Yep.
Yeah, and then you'll get the random like cuz it's not like it used to be like the 4 chords where the 4 chords you just play that and like you make your hit song. Now it's
Yep.
like no, everything's just you throw a little country into your rock song. Throw some
Dude, everything's on the table.
yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome.
it's so
It's fun.
yeah,
It's fun right now.
yeah. Well,
someone who I don't think gets enough credit, and I gotta throw him in there. The old Dirks Bentley, man. I
yeah,
don't know if he's put out a bad song in. I was just looking through my music right here, and I probably got
the
24
and the
Dirks
most
Bentley, and I've never called him my favorite.
and the
But
most
if I
Never.
got
respectful
24 of his songs that I enjoy, I mean,
in the most respectful way, the pit bull of country music.
I
Like
agree.
just like
yeah,
I can't say that I like Pitbull, but like if a Pitbull song comes on the radio, like I know every word to it.
Yeah, isn't
Like
that crazy?
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
absolutely.
like him and Flow Rider just like a song comes on. I'm not necessarily a fan of either of them. I'm not gonna say I don't like them, but like I know every word to your song. It's just like Dirk
And that's why
Bentley.
they
Oh
still
yeah,
tour. That's
Yeah,
why Flow Rider still does all
yeah,
these country festivals because people know. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's like you put him on the stage, he's going to sell tickets. Everybody's going to know the songs.
yeah.
for
Well,
sure.
it was great talking to you guys. I'm excited to see what comes from the future and what more music comes out. Um, I appreciate you guys being on. I mean, we'd love to talk to you again in the future. My co-host, when
Yeah.
we can get him on, is like big into music, so he'll
Cool.
have like the technical questions and stuff for you guys to
Good.
dive into. So I'd love to get you back on with him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's work that out. Get a hold of us anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thank you for having us.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys again.
Be good. Be blessed in the new year, man.
Yeah. You too, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
thank you, man.
Talk to you later.